understand it very well, and by we I don't just mean the computer scientists, I mean the doctors either. And I think to create a systematic understanding of the human and to be able to predict the right treatment, we need a lot of data, which a human mind is not capable of processing themselves. So data is really key in this process, and collecting it is important to improve the kind of care that patients get.
And this is the positive side of the data collection. Once we get into the point where we're starting to collect individual data, especially when it comes to health or when it comes to personal information, that information could potentially, let's say, get to insurance companies. And when we talk about privacy, how much of it can make a decision, can contribute to a decision for that individual to get a higher premium on their insurance, because now the insurance company now knows more about them. I think that this is a question that we probably want to ask as well.
I think, so fortunately we are not in the US right now, and this is not as much of a problem, where I've heard that one of the amendments that was passed in between the tweets was to actually allow the employers to make decisions based on the DNA test, and to hire or not hire people. And I think what we definitely should not be afraid of is collecting data. We should be responsible as a society to how we use it. We shouldn't be protecting the data from the algorithms that are trying to kind of inform the doctors to make a better decision. We should be protecting the data from some, bad decision by the government. And the idea is that there are laws, and I think there are laws right now being considered in the Canadian government to say we are not allowed discrimination on the basis of your biological condition, right? And that's up to the government. I don't think we should prevent that by not collecting data. The data is being collected. It's not being used, and it's not a responsible thing to do. A responsible thing to do is to use the data to improve the treatment, and I think we can.
So Karen, I want you to talk more about, you expand on what you talked about last time from a client perspective. Maybe use a loan example. What kind of information, when we talk about Equifax, what are the kind of the data points that Equifax is currently collecting, and how they make inferences on whether or not somebody should be granted a loan?
Sure. So again, I mean, the original